Terrifying truths. 3 real facts that will make you double-check your closet. The human mind craves patterns and explanations. We tell ourselves that strange sounds are just the house settling, that movement glimpsed from the corner of our eye was merely a trick of light. But what if the most disturbing possibilities are actually true? What if the rational explanations we cling to are merely comfortable lies? The first truth. In a study of home invasions, researchers discovered that in 18% of cases, the intruder had been inside the residence before the crime, sometimes for hours, observing, waiting in forgotten spaces. One investigator documented 3 separate cases where homeowners reported items being subtly moved, only to dismiss their concerns as forgetfulness, until the night they woke to find someone standing over their bed who had emerged from their own closet. The Mercer case in Portland remains one of the most chilling examples. For 2 weeks, Diane Mercer noticed small discrepancies in her apartment. A coffee mug in the wrong cabinet, bathroom towels slightly damp in the morning, her hairbrush found on the opposite side of the vanity. She attributed it to stress from her new promotion. Police later discovered that a former maintenance worker had made a copy of her key and had been living in her walk-in closet whenever she left for work, carefully rearranging her hanging clothes to create a small sleeping space behind her winter coats. He kept a journal detailing her schedule, her phone conversations, and how deeply she slept. The night he finally revealed himself, he had been watching her sleep for nearly 40 minutes before she sensed his presence. Even more disturbing was the 2019 case in suburban Ohio, where a family of 4 repeatedly heard what they described as shuffling noises from their attic storage space. After multiple checks revealing nothing, they installed a security camera that captured footage of a gaunt man emerging from behind a false wall he had constructed in their master bedroom closet, a space he had occupied for an estimated 7 months. He used their shower when they left for work and school, their food when they slept, their internet to research their routines and relationships. When asked why he hadn't harmed them, he simply stated, "I wasn't finished learning about them yet." The second truth. The human ear continues to function during early stages of sleep. It selectively filters ambient noise, but remains alert to unfamiliar sounds, an evolutionary safeguard. This explains why you sometimes jolt awake for no apparent reason. Your unconscious mind detected something your waking mind never registered. The soft click of a latch, the almost imperceptible creak of weight shifting behind a closed door. By the time you're fully conscious, whatever made the sound has gone silent again. Dr. Eleanor Visser's sleep research at Cambridge revealed that test subjects consistently woke up when specific threat-indicating sounds were introduced at low volumes. Sounds like breathing patterns, predatory footfalls, and particularly, the distinctive sound of someone trying not to make a sound. Her most unnerving finding: subjects who lived alone showed heightened sensitivity to the sound of a doorknob turning or hinges moving, even when played at volumes below normal human hearing thresholds. In 2017, a sleep clinic in Toronto documented a patient whose recurring insomnia seemed medically inexplicable. Sleep monitors showed she would suddenly exit deep sleep around 2:30 a.m. each night without environmental triggers. After installing infrared cameras in her home as part of the study, technicians observed a neighborhood stalker testing her apartment doorknob and windows at precisely that time each night, a pattern that had continued for months without her conscious awareness. Her sleeping brain had been registering the threat all along. The third truth. Facial recognition studies show that humans can detect when they're being watched. That prickling sensation on the back of your neck? It's your brain processing micro-cues that something with focused attention is observing you. Most disturbing is how often test subjects accurately sensed observation through barriers, walls, screens, and yes, closet doors, without understanding why they suddenly felt uneasy. The Hawthorne Military Research Project, declassified in 2008, found that subjects could identify which of 5 adjacent rooms contained an observer watching them through a one-way mirror with 63% accuracy, significantly higher than the 20% expected by chance. The success rate climbed to 77% when the observer maintained focused malicious intent. The researchers theorized that humans evolved this sensitivity as protection against hidden predators. Particularly unsettling was the case documented by Dr. Julian Morrow, involving a 10-year-old girl who refused to sleep in her bedroom. After multiple therapists dismissed her fears, Morrow discovered that the child could accurately detect when someone was hiding in her closet, even with her eyes closed. During controlled tests, she correctly identified 9 out of 10 instances when a research assistant entered the closet silently in another room. Child Protective Services later discovered that the mother's boyfriend had been hiding in that same closet on multiple occasions, watching the child before the family sought psychological help. The most disturbing development came from a 2020 criminology study examining predatory behavior. Interviews with convicted stalkers revealed that 72% believed their victims sensed their presence during surveillance. One subject described watching his target suddenly look directly at the closet where he was hiding, hesitate, then shake her head and continue her evening routine. She knew, he later told investigators. Some part of her knew I was there. She just talked herself out of believing it. Tonight, when you're alone and that strange feeling rises, remember, your instincts evolved for survival. That inexplicable urge to check the locks again, the sudden certainty that something is off about your own home, the feeling of eyes on you despite being alone. These aren't paranoia. They're ancient warning systems detecting threats your conscious mind hasn't yet processed. When something whispers that you should check behind that door one more time, perhaps you should listen. After all, just because you've convinced yourself no one's there doesn't mean you're right.